Hello children, welcome back for another session of this topic that we were discussing in previous video, that was a pedigree analysis, and today along with that we will discuss about the genetic disorder. So in the previous module, if you remember, I have told you there are the 3 or 4 type of disorder. Actually, when we talk about the disorders are related to the chromosomes, and if we talk about the chromosomes are 2 type, you know very well, that is the autosomes and the sex chromosomes. So when we talk about the genetical disorder, so it means that disorder is also concerned with that chromosomes, right? So in that case, what is there? There are the 4 type of disorders that I have told you. What is that? Autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, then sex-linked dominant and sex-linked recessive. Along with that, I have told you about the diseases related to this order. All these orders. So now today what we are going to do? We are going to do by seeing the pedigree, means by seeing the pictorial analysis, how we will say, okay, this is the dominant, this is the recessive, or this is the autosomal disease or the sex-linked disease. So there is a certain rules for that. So one by one we will go with that rules. So first of all, what is there? There are 2 things we should know, that is whether it is a autosomal disease or whether it is a sex-linked disease. Right, this is the first point that we have to know for any genetical disorder. For example, there is a one pedigree or pictorial graph is given like this way. And I am asking whether, just tell me, this is the autosomal disease or this is a sex-linked disease, or whether it is autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive. So how you will say? By seeing any pedigree. So for that there are the certain rules that we should know. So first what we have to know, whether it is autosomal or the sex-linked disease. Then if it is a autosomal, so then it is a dominant or recessive. Right. So again, what should be the next point that we should know? That is a dominant and recessive, means whether disease is autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive. Same with the sex-linked dominant and sex-linked recessive. Again, if we talk about the sex-linked, in that case, you know there are the 2 type of chromosomes, that is a X-linked and Y-linked. Y-linked diseases are not in your syllabus, and it's very rare also. We will talk about the X-linked diseases. So in that case, what we will discuss? X-linked dominant and X-linked recessive. Right. So these are the things that we will discuss. Now come first disease, that is a autosomal, first category, that is a autosomal dominant and autosomal recessive. If we talk about the autosomal dominant and autosomal recessive, in that case what is there? Dominant and recessive. Right. So for dominant there is a one rule. What is that? If parents are affected with the disease, individual or the offspring must be affected. If parents are unaffected, means parents are healthy, then the next generation or the offspring is also healthy. So that is the first rule. What is that? In case of autosomal dominant, what is there? If parents affected, offspring affected. Right. If parents unaffected, offspring unaffected. So this is the first rule. How you can see this? This is the, for example, I am going to draw this one of the small pedigree. In that, what is there? I am showing this the fusion of the male and female, and these are the offspring. Right? Offspring is like this way. Another pedigree that I am showing over here, that is what? Male and female are fusing. Right? And the offspring is somehow like this. Right? So by seeing these two pedigree, how we can say, okay, this is a dominant or this is a recessive, right? So for that, there is a one thumb rule is what? If parents affected, offspring is affected. If parents is unaffected, offspring is unaffected. So if you know this rule, and by seeing these two pedigree, what you will say? You will say, ma'am, okay, this is what? This is the autosomal dominant. Why? Because this pedigree is showing what? Autosomal dominant. Why we are saying? Because now you can see over here, and that in previous model I have told you, if the circle is without any dark color, or there is no line, it means this is showing a healthy individual. When two healthy individual is going to be fused, that time offspring is also healthy. Here you can see in the offspring there is, I have not drawn any dark circle, I have not drawn any lines inside the circle or in the square. But when you see this pedigree, there is a half line I have shown in the one of the female child. So it means this is what? This is, and parents are healthy. You can see by this. So parents are healthy. One of the offspring in the next generation is unhealthy, means affected. So this is what? This is the autosomal recessive. In case of this pedigree, what is there? This is the autosomal dominant, because when the parents are healthy, individual is also healthy. If parents are affected, individual is affected. So this is what? This is the first rule for the autosomal dominant. Now when you will see the different kind of pedigree in your book or in any solution book, then you will get to know there are the different generation is given over there. First generation parent, then first generation, then second generation, third generation, in that way. Right? So when you will see that, then you will get to know, for example, this is first generation. Again this is going to be fused with another female. Again there is a next generation. Somehow you will say like this way. So first parents, first generation, second generation, like. So when the parents are unaffected, individual is unaffected. Individual, if this individual is going to again meet with another healthy woman, so what happen? Again the parent, next generation is also what? Next generation is again healthy. So what is that? There is no, so what we call it no skipping of generation. Means if the healthy is meeting with the healthy individual, so that time their offspring come in a healthy form. So this is what, this we call as a no skipping of generation. So what is the meaning? First rule I have told you for the autosomal dominant is what? If parents are unaffected, individuals are unaffected. Right? Parents are unaffected, individuals are unaffected. If parents are affected, individual affected. The ratio, because we are talking about the autosomal dominant, right? So this is what, these are the autosomal disease, autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive, right? So in autosomal means we are talking about the autosomal chromosomes. We are talking about the 22 pairs of chromosomes, and these chromosomes are same in male and female. So what is, when we talk about the autosomal disease, so that time we are not concerned about that, okay, male and female are fusing, so there are the two male, two female will come, and nothing is like that. Number of progeny, we will say like this, if the autosomal dominant condition is there, if autosomal disease is actually there, so that time the probability of the male and female child be equal, right? Equality may they can be there, right? So this is the third thing. Now what is there? If we talk about the autosomal dominant, and I am saying if parents are affected, then individual is affected, right? So I am giving a one symbol. This is what? One of the parent is having this autosomal chromosome. This is the second parent. When we are going to fuse, now what we will do? We will just draw one of the Punnett square. You will get this one like, right? When we are having something like this, because we are talking about the autosomal dominant, right? In that case, all the progeny progenies are same. So this is what the autosomal dominant. Now when we talk about the autosomal recessive, now one word will come over there, that is a carrier of the disease, right? Now if you see the dominant condition means dominant, you are very clear with the law of dominance also. One of the allele means if the capital T and capital T was there, and among that pair of the T, if one T is present in the coming generation, so that plant was showing the phenotype of that capital T, right? Same is over here also. If any gene of allele is present in the offspring, the dominant will show its phenotype, right? So that we call as a autosomal dominant. But when we talk about the autosomal recessive, means in that case, if you remember, capital T, small t. In that case, what is there? That allele should be in this pair. Right, when allele should be in this pair only, that time that person will show that phenotype. So same we will talk about here also, autosomal recessive. It means when the person is affected with that disease, it means phenotype should be something like this. I am giving a one symbol for that, means that genotype of that person should be in this type of allele pair, right? And those who are not affected, they are like this. Right, so this is what autosomal recessive. In case of autosomal recessive, genotype is this one, then only the phenotype of the disease will be appear. Phenotype of the disease will be appear. Right, and if genotype of like this means small a is present in one of the allele pair, so at that time that person is the carrier of that disease. What is that? That carrier of the disease. Now you see by any pedigree. For example, one of the parent is showing this phenotype that I have shown you earlier also, right? So in that time, in that case, this is the gamete formation, means gamete will separate, and this is the gamete of this parent, and there is a fusion, means one of the parent is affected with the disease. So when I am going to draw the pictorial representation, that time I will draw one of the parent like this, means the parent is affected, right? And this one is what? This is the unaffected. Maybe male or female, doesn't matter, because we are talking about the autosomal, not we are talking about the sex lane, right? So that time we don't consider it like this way, male and female. We consider just like this way, there is a two individual, because male and female autosomes are same, right? So in this case, what is there? If this is a healthy and this is a unhealthy, in that case, what is there? So genotype is what? Genotype is somehow like this, right? And this is a healthy, means genotype is like this. So in that case, what happens when there is a gamete formation and fusion will take place? So this is the Punnett square. You know very well how to draw this. So progeny is like somehow this. So this is what? These are the carrier of the disease. So in case of autosomal recessive disease, parent can be carrier, parent there is a one word we use, that is a carrier of the disease. In this case, what is their carrier means the phenotype is not visible for that disease. Means when you see that person, you cannot say person is infected with that disease, but he is the carrier of that disease because he is carrying the genotype of the disease. One of the allele is present. And being a recessive, when he will show, when the another pair of the recessive he will get. So this is the meaning of autosomal recessive disease. When we talk about the autosomal means, now what is the thumb rule for this? If parents are affected, individual is affected or unaffected, right? Why? Because I am saying, because in this case now you can see this is the infected parent, right? But when you see this offspring, what you will see? You will see that all the offspring are non-infected, unaffected, because the phenotype is not there. You cannot see the you cannot, by seeing them you cannot say okay these are the infected person, because they are the carrier. So what is meaning? A parent can be infected or affected with a disease, but there is no surety that coming generation can be affected with that disease. So this is the difference between the dominant and recessive. In dominant, what I was saying? I was saying if parents are unaffected, kids are also unaffected, right? When parents are affected, kids are also affected. But in case of recessive, it is not like that. They can be affected or they cannot be affected. So this is the autosomal recessive disease. In that I have told you a different example yesterday in previous module. Cystic fibrosis, phenylketonuria, thalassemia, sickle cell anemia, that is very important in our syllabus. So these are what? These are the autosomal recessive disease, right? Another type of disease is what? That are the sex-linked disease. If we talk about the sex-linked, basically we will talk about the X-linked dominant and X-linked recessive. It means that disease chromosomes related to disease is present where? On the X chromosomes. Now you know very well when we talk about the female, so they are having a 2 X chromosome in the last chromosome number, and when we talk about the male, that time they are having one of the X chromosomes. So this is what? This is a male and this is the female, right? So when we are talking about this type of genetical disorder, that time actually we are talking about the last pair of chromosome number. In case of X-linked recessive disease, there is a very common example in given your book, that is a hemophilia and the color blindness. Now what is the thumb rule for this? This, in case of X-linked recessive disease or in case of sex-linked disease, there is a criss-cross inheritance. Criss-cross inheritance. What is the meaning of criss-cross inheritance? Whenever there is a passing of disease from parents to offspring, always there is a one pattern followed by the X-linked recessive disease that we call as a criss-cross inheritance. Simple meaning is what? Simple meaning is this: from father, disease will pass to the daughter, and from mother, disease will pass to the son. So this is the meaning of criss-cross inheritance, right? For example, if we talk about the first that is given in a book, hemophilia. This is a disease that is related to the clotting of blood. Another common name for this disease is the bleeder's disease, because when the person is infected with this disease, that time in a small injury, in a small cut, there is no stopping of blood flowing, right? So that due to the what? Due to the absence of one of the gene that is responsible for the blood clotting, right? So due to the absence of that gene, due to the defect, actually due to the defect in that genes, there is a person is affected with a disease that we call as a hemophilia, right? So in this case, if the mother is a carrier. This is what? This is a recessive disease. As I told you in the autosomal dominant also, in case of recessive disease, there is a one form is also there that we call as a carrier of the disease. Right. So if mother is a carrier means both the pair of chromosomes is not having that infected gene. So in this case, if we talk about the hemophilia, so hemophilia I am showing like this way. It means mother is the carrier of the disease, right? And father is healthy. Father is healthy. This is father. This is mother. When there is a gamete formation is like this. Right, and when the fusion there is a fertilization take place, so female, then like so this is what, this is a boy, right? This is also a boy. This is what, this is a girl, and this is also a girl, right? But when you see the genotype, what you will say? You will say this 50, I mean, out of 100%, 25% girls are what? Healthy. 25 boys are healthy, but 25 boys are what? They are the infected with the disease, right? And the females are the carrier. In general, in a simple way, if I am going to say like this, if there is a gamete formation from these parents, and in the next generation there is a formation of a 4 kid, there is a 4 kid is there. So what happens? Out of 4, 1 girl is healthy, 1 girl is a carrier of the disease, 1 boy is healthy, and 1 boy is the infected with disease. Now you can see over here, what is that? Father is healthy. Father is healthy. Mother is the carrier of the disease. So from where this boy is infected? So from mother there is a passing of disease to the boy. So this is the way by that this disease is passing, and by seeing this pedigree we can say, okay, if this is the situation of the infected boy, it means mother may be like this, father may be like this. So this is the way to study the pedigree analysis. So now you can say, now this is the crisscross inheritance, because the disease is passing from mother to the father. So this mother to the son. So this is the crisscross inheritance. And in the female, female are usually carrier of the disease of hemophilia. There is a rare occurrence, you can say, for the hemophilic female. For hemophilic female, there should be a combination something like this. If you understood this, you will get very easily. For the hemophilic, father should be infected, right? Mother should be a carrier of that disease. Right. When there is a fusion, so gametes are somehow like this. So when you will see this combination is what? This is the infected female. Right, so for this, what is there? There should be a female, should be a carrier, and father should be infected. So this is known as the rare condition. And hemophilic is very common in the Queen Victoria family. They are, if you see the history of this family, you will get to know all of them is all the females are getting that disease from the female. So this is about the color hemophilic. Now another disease is also color blindness. What is the meaning of color blindness? If we talk about the color blindness, it means the person, those who are infected with that disease, they are unable to differentiate between the red and green color. It doesn't mean that they are not having a they are blind. No, they cannot differentiate between the two colors. So that we call as a color blindness. Again, for this, what is there? If father is healthy and mother is a carrier of that disease, in that case that disease will pass from mother to the son. So that is the example of X-linked recessive disease. Now another common disease that is given in your book, that is a autosomal recessive disease. That disease is a sickle cell anemia, right? What is that autosomal recessive disease? If you talk about the sickle cell anemia, what is the meaning of that sickle cell anemia? In that case, what is there? There is a one chromosome, that 11th number of chromosome. In that there is a one gene that is responsible for the glutamic acid. In that case, what is there? Glutamic acid is substitute, means in mutant Y, or there is a mutation in the that glutamic acid by one of the another, that is a valine, and due to that, and valine is, and this is a part of actually hemoglobin, right? 6th position of the beta chain of the hemoglobin, there is a substitution of the glutamic acid by the valine acid, and due to that there is the changes take place in the structure of the RBCs, and RBCs actual structure is a biconcave, but due to this mutation, the change take place in the shape of the RBC, and they are going to be in a long crescent shape structure. So that we call as a sickle cell anemia, and this is the example of the autosomal recessive disease. Children, when you will go through your book, you will get to the another type of disease also, that is a phenylketonuria, thalassemia. All the diseases is going to by this way only you will study. If you will go through a point to point for each disease, you will get to know, okay, these are the autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, X-linked dominant, X-linked recessive. So these are the example of this. So by this way we can study the genetical disorder, and you can do the number of pedigree analysis by knowing these few rules. So again, and one of the things that I have told you, the chromosomal disorder, in that I have told you the few diseases in previous module also. That is a actually that is not a disease, that are the syndromes, Turner syndrome, Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome. So that are also a part of a genetical disorder. I hope all of you have gone through that and you understood it very easily. So again, here I am concluding this video, and again we will meet with the another video, that is the inheritance, chromosomal theory of inheritance. Thank you.